Notre Dame's playoff hopes go up in smoke with a 38-36 loss to number 9 Stanford. From Cinesport, I'm Pete Mundo, joined by Al Lesser, South Bend Tribune. Al, that final drive for Stanford, where do you place the blame for the Irish? Coaching, penalties, what are you looking at?
Yeah, all of the above. They, you had first of all, you start. Devin Butler was filling in at cornerback for Kavari Russell, who was injured. Well, Devin Butler was injured on that before that series also. He had a concussion, so they had a untried youngster in there at cornerback. So that was one problem. The first play of the series, you get almost a sack on Kevin Hogan, the Stanford quarterback. He gets away a little bit, still throws an incomplete pass. But Notre Dame gets a 15-yard penalty on Isaac Rochelle grabbing his face mask. A couple plays down the road, you have Matthias Farley playing off of a receiver that gives up a big pass play, 27-yard pass play that gets him in field goal position. So, why did they have him playing off the defender? Brian Kelly talked about needing to be more aggressive at that point. Well, what's the case on there? Whose mistake was that? So many things didn't fall into place, but that was the way the defense played all night.
Well, Al, on this defense, 38 points, they allow over 400 yards. What went wrong defensively?
They were, and they did what they wanted to do. They shut down Christian McCaffrey, who's Stanford's big play wrecker. Kevin Hogan only had 17 of 21 passes, which was incredible. They didn't have any turnovers. They were beaten up front early, which gave them a lot of problems. They had to adjust to that. So there just was, and they let a tight end really hurt them badly. So, there were a lot of things that played against the Irish that night, but they just didn't play well. That's the way the defense has been. They haven't had a championship defense all season.
Al, how about Notre Dame going forward? Obviously, they're not going to make the college football playoff this year. Does how the year went change anything about the ability for them to maybe join a conference here in full?
No, there really isn't a need to join a conference. As long as there's a path to a national championship, then Notre Dame will stay with it. An 11-1 Notre Dame team would have had a consideration for the playoffs, for one of those top 4 spots. It would have been close. It would have been widely discussed and cussed and everything else. But that wouldn't have been a situation. If that ever gets to be a point where only conference champions are considered, then that's a consideration that they'll have to do.
He's Al Lesser, South Bend Tribune. Thanks so much, Al.
Thank you, Pete.